who is the NFL MVP through week 5? I have a feeling I know where Josh is going to go with this one. I could be wrong. You probably know where I'm going. Let's go ahead and start with you.
Okay, before I tell you who it is, who's your guess for my pick?
I'm going to guess. I think it's a Niner. I'm not going to say it's Christian McCaffrey. I think you're going to go with Brock Purdy.
You should have guessed Christian McCaffrey.
You're going to pick a running back as MVP. Oh my God. Okay. I want to hear this.
You should have guessed Christian McCaffrey because, yes, it is Christian McCaffrey. Look at what he's done for this 49ers offense. I mean, yes, Brock Purdy had a great game last week, but Christian McCaffrey has been the workhorse for this offense. I get it. They have Brandon Ayuk. They have Elijah Mitchell when he's healthy. They have Debo. They have George Kittle. But the guy who's...
Do they still have Elijah Mitchell? I didn't think he was in San Francisco anymore.
I think so.
I thought he was in Miami.
I don't think so. But, well, I could have gone with Tyreek for... Speaking of the Dolphins.
You know what? You are right. I was wrong. I apologize for that. Elijah Mitchell is a Niner. Go ahead.
I could have gone with Tyreek Hill as MVP for the Dolphins. But you look at what Christian McCaffrey has done. I know a running back has not won MVP since Adrian Peterson did it back in 2012. I get it. This is a quarterback award, which, as you know, pisses me off. I hate it. But, you know, they're going to continue to say the quarterback is the most important position on the field. Oh, yeah. I get it. I hear the argument on that one. But if you take Christian McCaffrey out of this Niners offense, their play-action game is not as effective. I don't think Brock Purdy looks as good as he does. I know that Kyle Shanahan has like some wizardly touch, which that's another aspect of the Niners-Browns game is Kyle Shanahan is facing the Browns.
Yes, he is. Former offensive coordinator in 2014 under Mike Penn, who famously did not want to play Johnny Manziel.
Yes, which, speaking of that, the Browns beat the 49ers the last time San Francisco came to Cleveland in 2015. So you've got that aspect of this game. Not as much of a factor, but still an aspect of it. But Christian McCaffrey has been, I would say, the main piece of this 49ers offense. And sure, he didn't have a great game last week, but he didn't need to because the 49ers defense just said, yeah, Dallas, you're not on our level. But you look at what Christian McCaffrey has done overall, I don't think the 49ers would be undefeated right now if he was not there.
Well, my argument is this team would not be undefeated if this guy did not play the quarterback position. You know where I'm going? The guy that should have won the MVP last year, it was proven when Gardner Minshew could not move the ball against the Saints in Week 17 when Jalen Hurts sat out. Jalen Hurts, and you know what? Jalen Hurts is so good. They're trying to ban a quarterback sneak because they think the Eagles are cheating, even though Jalen Hurts squat 600 pounds and we have the best offensive line in football. They're so mad at the Eagles. They're trying to do everything they can to try to stop an unstoppable play because you cannot stop one of the best quarterbacks in the National Football League, Jalen Hurts, who had some key gigantic runs. He's breaking off tackles, made some incredible plays with his legs last week against the Rams. Philadelphia would not be undefeated without Jalen Hurts. He does play the most valuable position in all of sports. There's an argument to be made that eventually a guy like Tyreek Hill or somebody like that will win MVP one day. But I'm telling you right now, I'm here to stamp my foot down. As long as the running back position continues to trend the way that it has, Adrian Peterson was the last running back to ever win NFL MVP. A running back will never win MVP again because of the way good teams and other teams use the running back position, rotating them, using 3 or 4 backs. Christian McCaffrey is great, but I'm sorry, he's not as valuable to San Francisco to me as a guy like Kittle or Ayuk or Debo or even the way Brock Purdy is playing. So that's just my take. You know my take on the running back position. Jalen Hurts to me is the best quarterback on the best team. They will prove it again this year when they play San Francisco week 13. San Francisco is now ready to play the best offensive line in football. We'll find out in about 2 months' time. But Jalen Hurts to me right now should be the front runner for MVP with, dare I say it, as much as I don't like him, Brock Purdy number 2.
Okay. What about Tyreek Hill? Where would you put him in the MVP discussion?
If the Dolphins were undefeated, I'd put him second.
Okay.
I think the fact they lost to Buffalo, they did not look very good. He really only had a great week 1 and a great game last week against the Giants. He has not been, I would say, out of this world Calvin Johnson-like numbers over the last few games prior to the Giants game. So I don't even know. He's probably in the top 5 right now. He's probably at 4 or 5 for me.
Okay, fair. What about Patrick Mahomes?
See, Mahomes to me is third. Mahomes is third. And by the way, if Kelsey plays, I think they're undefeated. He's probably over Brock Purdy. He has not played that great this season, but the games he has played, he's been spectacular. And he made some incredible throws Sunday against Minnesota as well.
Okay, fair, but the Chiefs have gotten some ref help in the last couple weeks.
Against the Jets, yes. Against Minnesota, no, they did not.
That was pass interference.
That was not pass interference. That was a perfect play by the defensive back. It's just people don't understand. The defensive back is allowed to make contact and drive somebody to the sideline as long as they are looking back at the ball. The NFL has basically come out and said, you are not allowed to tackle somebody nowadays. But besides that, they're not calling as many defensive PIs. They're actually calling more offensive PIs. And by the way, to be frank, the Kansas City player should have been called for taking his helmet off obviously on the field, but it wouldn't have mattered because it would have been 15 yards and still Kansas City's ball.
We'll have to agree to disagree on that one.